Most people are told that if they want a quieter mind, they need to meditate. They need to sit still. Focus on their breath, clear their thoughts, practice regularly, and do it the right way. Calm is often presented as a skill you have to train, a state you reach through discipline, effort, and self-control. But for many people, meditation doesn't feel calming at all. It feels like another task, another thing to be good at, another reminder that their mind refuses to cooperate. Instead of quiet, it creates frustration. Instead of relief, it adds pressure. And when meditation doesn't work, the conclusion is often personal. I'm bad at this. My mind won't slow down. I'm not disciplined enough. Calm starts to feel distant, fragile, easy to lose. In Japan, calm is approached very differently. Calm is not something you sit down and try to create. It's not something you perform. And it's rarely treated as a personal achievement. In many cases, calm is simply allowed to emerge from daily life itself, not through techniques, not through effort, but through habits that quietly reduce the need for the mind to stay alert in the first place. This is why many Japanese people don't talk about meditation very much, not because they reject it, but because calm often arrives without it. The environment, the routines, and the social rhythm already do much of the work. The first habit that supports this is quiet routines. In Japan, daily routines are often simple, repetitive, and intentionally unremarkable. The same morning flow, the same way of preparing meals, the same rhythm of arriving and leaving, the same gestures repeated day after day. There is very little emphasis on novelty or constant change. To an outsider, this can look boring, but to the nervous system, it is deeply calming. When routines are familiar, the brain stops scanning for uncertainty. It no longer needs to ask, what happens next? It already knows. This reduces background tension. Thoughts slow down naturally, not because they are being controlled, but because there is nothing urgent to react to. Calm doesn't come from managing thoughts. It comes from removing reasons for thoughts to race. You can see this clearly in how Japanese mornings often begin. They are not optimized, they are not rushed, and they are rarely filled with stimulation. There is time to prepare food slowly, time to walk instead of rush, time to arrive without immediately performing. Nothing dramatic happens, and that is precisely the point. When the day begins without urgency, the mind doesn't enter defensive mode. There is no internal countdown, no sense of being late before anything has even started. The body stays soft, the breath stays low. Thoughts don't pile up before the day has a chance to unfold. The second habit is built-in silence. In many cultures, silence is uncomfortable. It's treated as awkward, something to fill with sound, conversation, or stimulation. In Japan, silence is normal. Trains are quiet. Shops use sound sparingly. Homes often contain long stretches of stillness. Silence is not seen as emptiness. It is seen as space, and space allows the mind to rest without instruction. When silence is expected, there is no pressure to perform, no need to entertain, no need to explain yourself. The mind isn't pulled outward. It settles inward on its own. Another overlooked element is how Japanese life respects transitions. There is often a clear separation between outside and inside, between work and rest, between movement and stillness. Shoes are removed, voices soften, posture changes. These small actions send a powerful signal to the nervous system. You don't need to be on guard here. And when the body feels safe, the mind naturally follows. The third habit is predictable flow. In Japan, much of daily life follows shared, unspoken patterns. People know where to stand, how to wait, how to move through public spaces, and what behavior is expected in different settings. This predictability reduces anxiety at a fundamental level. When you know what will happen, your body relaxes. When surprises are rare, your nervous system does not stay on edge. This doesn't eliminate freedom. It eliminates vigilance. The mind no longer needs to stay slightly tense, just in case. It can soften, and when vigilance fades, calm takes its place. If meditation feels hard, the issue may not be your mind. It may be that your life is asking too much of it. Too many signals, too many choices, too many interruptions, too much stimulation layered back to back. When the mind is constantly reacting, asking it to suddenly be still can feel impossible. The fourth habit is no performance calm. In many modern societies, calm is something you display. You are expected to look relaxed, appear composed, signal emotional control. This creates pressure. You're not just managing how you feel, you're managing how you're seen. In Japan, calm is not a social performance. No one is rewarded for looking serene. No one expects emotional displays of peace. Calm is private, subtle, internal. Because there is no pressure to show it, there is no need to fake it. Emotions are regulated quietly, without drawing attention. This removes a huge layer of mental strain. When you don't have to prove that you're okay, you actually become okay more often. The fifth habit is environment first. In Japan, when something feels overwhelming, the first response is rarely to work on the mind. Instead, the environment is adjusted. Spaces are simplified. Noise is reduced. Visual clutter is removed. Movements are slowed. The assumption is simple. If the environment is calm, the mind will follow. This is not abstract philosophy. It is practical design. A quiet room doesn't demand attention. An orderly space doesn't pull the eyes. A predictable layout doesn't exhaust decision-making. The mind relaxes because it is no longer being asked to process too much. This is why calm in Japan often feels effortless. It is not achieved internally. It is supported externally. There is also an important social dimension to this calm. In Japan, many things are understood without being discussed. People do not constantly explain themselves. They do not justify their pace. They do not narrate their emotions. This absence of constant verbal processing matters. Explaining, defending, and clarifying all require mental effort. When those demands are reduced, the mind conserves energy. Calm grows not from expression, but from containment. This does not mean emotions are ignored. They are allowed to exist without being amplified. They pass more quickly. They leave less residue. Over time, this creates emotional resilience, not through toughness, but through economy. Energy is not wasted. Attention is not scattered. Calm becomes something the body recognizes, not something the mind has to chase. Japanese habits take a different path. They quiet the inputs, reduce friction, lower demand, and when demand drops, calm does not need to be practiced. It appears. This does not mean meditation has no value. It means meditation is not the only doorway to quiet. For many people, the simplest way to calm the mind is to stop forcing it, to live in a rhythm that doesn't provoke it, to exist in spaces that do not compete for attention, to follow habits that feel steady instead of stimulating. You don't need to sit still. You don't need to clear your thoughts. You don't need to try harder. You may simply need to live differently, in a way that allows calm to return without effort, without pressure, and without performance.